Hello racing fans, and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best, bet with WSB. I trust that you all have a wonderful week, and of course looking forward to this weekend's racing and the main event this weekend, officially kicking off the KZN Champion season, will be at Greyville, featuring the World Sports Betting Fillies Guineas, the World Sports Betting Guineas, and alongside that will be the Independent on Saturday Driller Hall Stakes. Some classy horses, the best 3-year-olds around competing in those 3-year-old features, and then of course the Independent on Saturday Driller Hall Stakes. That promises to be a wonderful race meeting. That's on Saturday, and then on Sunday we go on to Turffontein, where I'll have a look at the card, but I'm just going to be picking out one horse at Turffontein on Saturday. Our main focus will be at Greyville on Saturday, where I've picked out 3 horses, and I'll also give you a guide to the pick 6. I don't think I've ever given a pick 6 that costs this less, ever. So we will begin in race number 4, and let's go with our horses to follow. Race number 4 is a juvenile plate for fillies, and this is over 1400 meters. And I have no doubt that the horse that sets the standard here, the horse that brings some solid Gauteng form into the race, is this filly called Miss Shavi. Stuart Pettigrew and Richard Faree will team up, and they share a very healthy strike rate together. Richard has ridden for Stuart Pettigrew this season 11 times for 5 wins and 3 seconds. So whenever they team up, you know they mean business. Well, let's have a look at this daughter of What a Winter and what she brings to the table. Well, she's had 4 starts for 4 places, but arguably her best run to date, and the run that catches my eye, is a penultimate start, which was over 14.50 on the inside track. That day she was close up behind Soldier's Eye, who has since come out to win again. Second in that race was Red Hot Rose, who won and ran a cracking good second in the South African Fillies Nursery. Petula has come out to win from there as well. And with draw number 1, she'll have the run of the race. And I personally think that she will be very hard to beat, and we're going to get off to a flying start in that pick 6 with number 1, Miss Shavi. I'll make her one of the better bets on the card. Then on to race number 6. Well, this has attracted high quality horses in the Independent on Saturday Drill Hall Stakes over 1400 meters. And what a race it's going to turn out to be. Well, I really like the look of one horse, and I think we haven't seen the best of him yet. He hasn't been straightforward throughout his career. Number 12, Give Me a Prince. He only had 2 runs as a 2-year-old. He won first up, and then he wasn't disgraced in the gold medallion. He was rested, and he only had 2 runs as a 3-year-old, and both those have been wins over 1400 meters. And then break. And then as a 4-year-old, he's come back with an absolute bang. You can't fault his form in any way. He's had 4 runs for 2 wins and 2 seconds. Those wins have been in the Cape Merchants and the Cape Flying, and those places have been in the Southern Cross and the Diadem. His form is faultless, and his well-being is spot on. I think Dean Caname has got him in a good space these days. Number 12, Give Me a Prince. He's highly rated by both Canamea and jockey De Mello, who's always been full of praise whenever he's won on this horse. And when you look at the form lines that he represents, well, all of them have strong form, with winners coming out from them. But in particular, his last form line, where he ran second behind Bereave, we've had a subsequent Group 1 winner from there in Triple Fortune that went to Gauteng and won the Horse Chestnut Stakes. Countdown has come to win from that form line. Rio Karari was a winner during the course of the week, and of course it was Gladiatorian that came to. He finished downfield in that last run, behind Bereave and Give Me a Prince, but he came out to win the In Full Flight just the other day, and he won that in good style for Stuart Ferry. So the form lines are looking good, the form lines are looking bright. When I have a look at all of his races to date, personally, I think 7 Furlong suits him best. He's a 1400 meter specialist, and against this type of field, he will have to be at his very best to win this, but we know that some of these runners are using this as prep runs for races to come. Others may just battle against this quality of field, but he is going to step up, and I think he will be the horse to beat here in the Drill All Stakes, number 12, Gimme a Prince. Then on to the World Sports Betting Fillies Guineas over 1600 meters, which is a Group 2. And all the best to our sponsor, as I mentioned, because it is a big day for them at Greyville. And I think Golden Hostess, Candice Bass's runner, is no doubt the filly to beat. She's got all the big names in her form. They haven't been shy to run her against the best of the best down in Cape Town. And she hasn't been disgraced, especially if you look at a run in a race like the Mallorca. I mean, 2.5 lengths behind the very talented Desert Miracle tells a story. Her last start was possibly a warm-up run for her. They were prepping her to come to KZN for this race, and it was the Magnolia over 1200 meters, and many thought it was too short for her, and it was just going to be a nice build-up going into this race. But the way she quickened away from those 3-year-olds in the Magnolia, she made them look ordinary, and she's had a superb prep coming into this race, number 9, Golden Hostess. She does top the best weighted column. She is at a 115. The next best is Lady of Power at a 105, so she's well clear in the best weighted column, and I just feel her form lines in Cape Town and the strength of the fields that she's been racing against, she is the horse to beat in the World Sports Betting Fillies Guineas. That is Golden Hostess in race number 7, horse number 9. So I've given you the 3 horses that I really like on Saturday. Race 4, horse number 1, Miss Shavi. Race 6, horse number 12, which is Gimme a Prince. And then race number 7, horse number 9, Golden Hostess. I'm going to do a pick 6 for you just now, but I just want to recap on the one runner that I'm going to be going with at Turfentine on Sunday, and that's going to be in the World Sports Betting Gold Bowl, the Group 3. This race was supposed to be run last week Saturday, and unfortunately the heavens opened up. There was a thunderstorm with lightning about, etc., and they abandoned the race meeting, and we didn't see the running of the World Sports Betting Gold Bowl, the Group 3, but nevertheless we'll see it on Sunday at Turfentine. It's over 3,200 meters, but last week I made Shangani a good thing, and I'm sticking with that. We know that Nebras has been entered into the race. He did take his place last week in the World Sports Betting Premier's Champion Stakes, and he didn't run badly. He ran 5th. He was just over 2 lengths behind the winner, Potra Manzana, but it is a week later. How much has that run taken out of him is obvious to many on how he's going to go over 3,200 meters a week later. And for that reason, I think Shangani, who's now 2 kgs better off at the weights with Nebras from when they last met, and he had to settle for 2nd. He stays well. He's a talented horse. He's an 8-time winner from 14 starts. Anything from a mile up to 3,200 meters suits him fine. And personally, I think whatever beats him wins. It's his race to lose, the World Sports Betting Gold Bowl on Sunday over that marathon trip of 3,200 meters. And I promised you a pick 6, which I will give you. And I mentioned at the top of the show that it's an inexpensive perm. Well, how much is it, Deez? Well, I'll tell you how much it is. Let's go to the perm. Race number 4 on the World Sports Betting Guineas Day on Saturday at Greyville. I'm going to banker number 1, Miss Shafi, as one of our horses to follow. So race 4, we got a banker. In the second leg, which is race number 5, it's the Independent on Saturday Sports Maiden Plate over 1,000 meters. I'm going at 4 runners there in numerical order. I'm tipping them 2, 3, 6, and 7. Then I like Gimme a Prince, so I'm not wasting time. I'm going to banker him in the pick 6. That's horse number 12. Then I like Golden Hostess in race number 7, and we're going to banker that as well. So we're going to 1 a banker, but 2, 3, 6, and 7, 12 a banker, 9 a banker. In the World Sports Betting Guineas, the Group 2, we have a very short favorite, and he's a superstar. We know that. He'll come into town with a massive reputation, and his name is Charles Dickens. He's deep in the red. He's the obvious choice, but I'm going to back him up with horse number 6, Cousin Casey, who really loves racing at Greyville, and I got a lot of respect for him. So I'm going to include numbers 6 and 8 in the pick 6 in race number 8. And then the last leg, because this perm is costing so less, we are going to go the field there, and there are 10 runners, so numbers 1 through to 10. How much is that perm? Well, 4 times 2 is 8 after 5 legs, and with the field at the back, 10 runners, it'll cost you 80 Rand. You can use it as a guide, but I really like the look of our bankers there. And those that are in the camp of Charles Dickens, well, 80 Rand will be divided by 2. That will become 40 Rand. That will be your spend if you like Charles Dickens in the World Sports Betting Guineas. So we've given you 4 horses to follow. 3 at Greyville on Saturday, just the 1 runner at Turfentine on Sunday, and that pick 6 as a guide, which is very, very cheap. And I wish you all the best on behalf of our sponsors, World Sports Betting, to you, the valued customer, to you, the valued punter. All the best. Thank you for your support, and of course, wishing you all the best for the weekend. So, on behalf of World Sports Betting, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the valued customer. And hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful weekend for you, Saturday and Sunday, Greyville and Turfentine. It's a big weekend for World Sports Betting. It was a big weekend last week for them as well, which was a huge success, the World Sports Betting Premier's Champions Challenge, featuring all those feature races. And of course, we'll see that Gold Bowl, the World Sports Betting Gold Bowl, being run on Sunday. But to our sponsor, all the best for this Saturday and this Sunday, and from the entire team, from Trackside and myself, Deez, and have a blast, find all the winners, make a huge profit, and until we meet again, you take care. Salam alaikum.